finish up this load down to Fort Wayne. We already got a pre-plan ready for the other load already, man. It's beautiful. It's an hour away. We want to Plymouth, Indiana from there. We're going to do a pickup. It's an all-day appointment right after. So that's beautiful. Like I said, man, one thing that I don't have to do when I leave the terminal is wait. It's already ready to go before my dispatcher leaves. He squared me away. I don't know what to call. He don't need to check in because we worked with. I mean, I've been here for 2 months to change, but he could tell what type of driver I am. Am I a problem driver? Am I a driver who needs a little hand holding, etc.? You already know I got it. You know what I'm saying? So send me my pre-plan. So as soon as I make it to his drop-off, deliver, boom, I'm going to shoot over there. From there, boom, I already know I might have like an hour left on my clock. I'm going to go ahead and hit and look for, probably look for a rest stop, truck stop preferably, so I take a shower, all that good stuff. And then boom, man, we heading back down to Garland, Texas. We're going to head down to Garland, Texas, drop off that next load, which that'll have to be dropped off to the night, 10 o'clock, which is perfect. We're gonna make it down there, no problem. And boom, man, I think that's gonna be it. And then from Garland, Texas, normally I get a load either from here to El Paso. Hopefully that's the way it goes. If I have a little extra time on my clock, they try to squeeze something in. I try to maximize my time out here anyway, so I don't get upset when I get closer to home. That's one thing I advise for you drivers, man. Never have your mind fixated on home. Just wait till you get the job done. You know you're heading home, you know you're heading home. And even then, my mind is still in this truck. It's never outside this truck. Because I tell you what, it can become dangerous because now you're thinking about something different instead of what the task is at hand. And I know my seasoned drivers know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The moment you're just like, oh, I'm home, I'm going home, your mind slips, you forget, and then you make a mistake, and then you may not be coming home. You may get into an issue. You just don't want those issues, man. At the end of the day, you just don't want those issues. So, like I said, man, that's how it's gonna go. Hopefully I can get you some content going into the yard, coming out of the yard. Tell you guys some of the procedures that they have. Like I said, there's no dedicated freight, like dedicated Mesilla Valley owned freight where you pick their stuff up. No, you're picking up from all these different shippers and receivers, man. And everybody has a different rule and layout. So I want to talk about that as well. Maybe in my Keith Lee voice. We never know. I want to be able to get an honest review about these shippers and receivers because, man, I tell you, sometimes you're standing by the door waiting for them to even acknowledge you. Sometimes you got to do, you stop what you're doing and read all these different signs and you do everything on the sign, but then the security guard looking like, why are you doing this? Like, oh, I tell you, man, it's something else. But anywho, yeah, man, we finna get going. I'm gonna wash my face, get some coffee, and then we finna get going. And let's get active. Peace. So yeah, man, as you can see on this back, I had to line this up just right. Just a little context, man. I got to this shipper. As soon as I got there, apparently they have 2 entrances, one way out, one way in, of course. I come the way in, but the way out, that little gate, that arm that comes up and down, was broke. And it just broke in this situation. So it was a lot of rules as soon as I got there. So I talked to the gate guard. He said, hey, once you get out of here, you're going to go straight. He showed me a map, go straight. You're going to make a left. It's over a railroad track. The lights are going off, but just don't worry about the lights. Just ignore the lights. You're going to go over the tracks, and you're going to park anywhere from 1 through 6. It should all be empty. I get there. Of course, they're full. And then also what he told me, you don't just, set up. There's no way to set up. There's a big vacant lot to the right. You need to go to the vacant lot to the right, and then you got to slowly back in between 2 big iron gates over the railroad track to your proper door. And that's what I'm doing here, as you can see, man. So look, I'm just taking my time. I've been doing this for a while, so I didn't really have to get out and look. I immediately identify where I'm going to use as a reference point when I'm making my backs and my turns. So you always want to do that if you're a new driver. I know for seasoned drivers, they get to the eyeball and they know, but me personally, I still use a reference point. I find one, and then that's where I'm going to make my break and my pivot. If you guys
So yeah, now I'm, finally bagged into the door. I go inside. I check in because there's another person you have to check in. Like I said, man, just so many rules and everything changes day to day. So it definitely keeps you on your toes. As a seasoned trucker, you just gotta look for each sign. If you're new, look for each sign. Look for a door that says check in. Some small wording. I mean, I don't know how to tell you, man. It just you end up getting a you end up figuring it out after after a while. But you get in. The lady immediately waved me down.
They're
Went
here.
inside. She took my BOLs. BOLs are just bill of lading. That's just documentation for the actual load. So she went in and took that from me. She gave me a gate pass so I can make sure I can make it out. So she signed that. Gave that to me before we even finished. Taking out everything off the load. One thing with these copper wires, apparently they nailed down some 2x4s, and that's what secures the load. And so I guess the driver has to get out and actually take a crowbar and tear these things up. Now, could I set trip about it and call dispatch and say, hey, I'm not doing this and all that good stuff? I could. Should I? I'm not. I'm not gonna set trip about it, man. I just like to be in and out. And to me, this is breaks up the monotony. I'm cool with it. Nothing wrong with that. But anyway, man, as you can see, man, just take a crowbar. They actually had one available off the wall. Just grabbed it and got right to it. When I checked in with the lady, she said, by the time you take this paperwork and you go get that crowbar and you take up the 2x4s, one guy should be back because they were actually on lunch. So it wasn't too bad, man. By the time like she said, by the time I got done, the worker came in. He went ahead and offloaded me immediately. It took no more than 15 minutes. No, less than that, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then from there, man, I was cool. You see, I got stuck though because I was in that outside door, but that other driver came in. He seen me. And he's like, "Hey, can you move over one door so I can get in as well?" And I was like, did I really want to do this? Because I knew I wasn't gonna be able
I
to
don't
make
think
it
I'm gonna
out.
be able to get out of here.
But fair trucker,
There's no way I'm gonna be able to get up out of
I'm
here.
always trying to be a team player out here, man. At least, because I would have hoped someone would do it for me. So that's the only reason why I did it. Because I wasn't going to do it at first. Because I was like, no, man, I just got into this door. Some days you're like that. Some days it just depends, man. But today it was cool. And yeah, man, that's about it. What is going on, man? I appreciate you guys making it to the end of the video. Yeah, man. So we finished up the load. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to my next ladder pre-plan all-day appointment today. Right after I finished the load I was just currently on to go out to Plymouth, but I have an hour and 20 minutes left on my 11-hour clock, and it's going to take me an hour and 30 minutes just to get there. And I had to call my dispatch and let them know. So they just told me go ahead and just take my 10-hour, and then it's supposed to be a 24-hour terminal, a 24-hour shipping receiving yard. So I'll go over there and pick it up as soon as I get done with my 10 hours, and then I'll be starting to head back to Texas, man. But yeah, man, truck is fun, man. It has its challenges some days. It's rewarding some days. It's like some days, I mean, it is what it is. But hey, if you like this content, if you think you could do this better than me, definitely put that down below. I'd love to hear from you, man. And like I said, if you want me to train you, if you just want to know more information, if you're deciding to actually come to Mesilla Valley, man, use my driver code CLAMIC, man. You already know what it is. Until next time, fair trucker, we out, man. And like I said, we're fair truckers because, you know what I'm saying, let's not be too hard on these companies, because we understand, man, if you could do it better, you go right ahead. But last time I checked, man, there's a lot of companies going bankrupt right now, a lot of them. So if these multi-million-dollar companies can't do it, I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's a whole nother conversation, because I was an owner op. We're gonna have that conversation one day. I don't know when, because that's just a whole nother thing, but I'm chilling as a company driver, man. I appreciate it. But anyway, man, like, comment, subscribe, put it below. Tell me your bitches, gripes, complaints, because you truckers are hard. I don't care. Put it down below. And man, stay tuned for the next one. Peace.